Brainiacs! Yeah, man. Looky, looky, looky! It is Friday all day long. I hope you guys are doing well around this planet we call Gaia. Oh man, let me tell you what, we're going to dive into some really, really juicy stuff tonight. Yeah, man. So we had an interview canceled. I canceled it. No one else canceled it. The guest didn't cancel the interview. I did. So it was better that way. That is what we did. We may reconvene. I'm not quite sure, but nevertheless, it's all right. However, I'm joined in-house right now with a guy that is like on fire. Okay, I'll just say on fire. He's doing some digging. He's got his own questions. He's got his own answers. He's got his own truth, like we all do. We're here within this world to share, laugh, live, love, and experience one another. And tonight we're going to experience Mr. Erick Tucker, who is an awakened 15-year a 15-year worship leader that has hit the brakes on Christianity and like religion. He's like, wait, something don't make sense, something ain't right, and he started connecting some dots, brains. And we're gonna hear from Erick here on the other side of this. Don't go nowhere. Share this broadcast, share this podcast. Let's dive deep, Brainiacs. Have fun. Let's have some fun tonight. Yeah.
What do you say, Brainiacs? You guys ready? It's time. It's showtime, brains. That's right. It's Matrix time. And it's go time. Welcome aboard, everybody. Let's go. We're going to talk about ufology, conspiracy, controversy, and anything and everything that we can get into tonight. Let's go. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Crank it up, Radiant. Yeah. Definitely your show. Your show, and we appreciate you for being here. Buckle up, everybody. Welcome aboard.
What's up, Brainiacs? Yeah, man. Is everybody excited? Let's go over here to the brain chat. We're going to bring Erick on here. Let me make sure he's unmuted, and we'll bring him up into this conversation. Again, let me share with you real quick. I was introduced to the fella right below me I was introduced to the fellow right below me by Miss Michelle Noble. So shout out to Michelle for bringing Eric on board the Matrix. Nonetheless, Mr. Erick Tucker. What's up, man? Welcome to the Matrix.
Matt. Oh man, I'm honored to be here, brother. I'm just on this new journey in my life. I've been on it for some years now, and it's going faster than ever right now. I mean, I'm pedal to the metal, full force forward. What happened, man? It's crazy. Is I was on a worship team, a worship leader for 15 years or more in this church, man. Me and my family served the church, was in the church like every time the doors was open, bro. And I'd always tell my wife, it's like, babe, I feel like we're wearing a mask, you know, I feel like we're wearing a mask going in these places a lot, you know. And it just, I started waking up, man. I started seeing things for what they really were, and like my heart wouldn't let me not seek this out and see what truth really was, you know.
Eric, tell me about your childhood. Were you raised like, I mean, everybody up here in the chat knows that okay. I've got a dude. Like I said, my past is Southern Baptist, Pentecostal, snake handling, fire and brimstones. Okay. You're going to hell for just talking about this subject. Okay, so who are you?
What was crazy to me is like I was raised by wolves, so to speak. So I was raised in a very traumatic, like trauma-filled home, drug addiction, abuse, stuff like that was going on. My aunt would come by and carry me to church every once in a while. When they did, you know, I get smacked in the back of the head, told to shut up, sit there, be quiet. And I was like, man, if this is what a Christian is, I don't want to be one. So it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth at an early age in my life. So I was kind of gun shy to it, you know. I knew something. There's something about it. I could just tell that there's something about it. Everybody's, you know, doing this. Everybody's telling me this. My family that loves me. So, man, what do you do when everybody in your family tells you go? Which is Southern Baptist, by the way. You know,
right.
You get tore up Friday night, do what you want to. Saturday night, Sunday morning, as long as you're there at church, smelling like a brewery, you straight. You know, it's given. You know, it's crazy, man. And so I started really becoming true to myself in this. You know, integrity, morals, and things like that just started really, really weighing real heavy on me. My inner man. I started realizing, man, we're living for dead men on paper and forsaking this living one inside of us.
What do you mean by that? Tell everybody what you meant by that.
Okay, so within us is, you know, this, you know, that thing that you see looking out the holes, the sockets of your head, that actually chooses what it likes and don't like. Man, that's the real you, not the you that them eyes are tangibly looking through. The real you is energy. It's a positive and a negative, and that's what Christianity is come into play. And that, I mean, that whole parallel there, if it's not for just a period of time on the chronological lineage of time, which that's a whole nother topic, but if it's not just for a time of being eye open, distinctively knowing and understanding what the positive and the negative is, then it's allegory of quantum physics, quantum mechanics, quantum psychology. Because, I mean, Galatians 4:24 even tells you that it's allegory. Christ taught in parables. He said that you can't understand earthly things. I mean, you can't understand spiritual things. That's why I tell you earthly things. I mean, dude, my life was, as a child, it was so... All right, my dad died. He drowned when I was 13 years old. And we saw it, you know, me, my brother, my sister, and my mom, we was there. It actually, the undertow got my mom and my dad. And my mom, they got her. It was a riptide and an undertow. It got them. But they got my mom out. My dad didn't make it, you know. And so that day, like from that day forward, my life just boom. And what was crazy is before that, I mean, I didn't know it was wolves raising me, so it was a good life, you know what I'm saying? But when that happened, it's like I don't know. I really, a pivotal point in my life set me on a course for destruction, self-destruction. And bro, I didn't trust nobody.
Right.
I felt mad at this figure of God I had in my head, which wasn't much at the moment anyway. So what I did is just bro, I went on in my life trying to do the best I could. My sister had a boyfriend that come into our lives around the time my dad passed away. He started molesting me. And so, like, bro, I went through all of this, like, torture and pain, drug addiction. I mean, when my mom, after my dad passed, she turned into an alcoholic. She was, and bro, I'm not. Please don't think I'm sitting here. Oh, poor me. I'm so not, dude.
Well, it just
Like,
gives everybody. You and I talked off air about everything you're just sharing. So I
right.
know about this. They everybody here would love to know what you went through, and to get you where you're at. Because again, the childhood molestation to losing your dad to all of that shit, that is really detrimental to a little soul.
Yes.
Okay, that is one thing here, and everybody knows. Everybody in here, you don't hurt a kid. In my eyes, the kids, the elderly, and an animal. Those three things I'm telling you right now are my trigger, and everybody fucking knows it. You don't hurt the children, no elderly, and the animals, man. I will fuck something up.
Yeah. So, like, what happened, man, was, and this is what really got me on the Christian course, because up until this moment, I didn't know if there was anything higher out there other than a fairy tale being told to me. I didn't know. I'd never personally had any encounters or interactions with anything. And so at this point in time, I was being messed with while I was asleep for about a year. And at this point in time, I told my cousin, I was like, which was one of the wolves, he always had a gun with him, and he called himself selling drugs and stuff. So it was, and he was my big cousin, so I thought it was cool, And when I was young, ignorant, dumb, just a child, man, like I said, going through it. And so I told him what was going on, and he said, man, I'm going to kill him. And I said, no, man, let me do it. Give me the gun, And so he left a loaded gun with a 13-year-old in his, we put it in my top dresser drawer. And what's real crazy is I went one night, he came, and my sister's door is like right beside mine, a little bit down the hall, so I could see him. And he came and went into her room, and so I get up to get the gun, and when I go to the dresser to get the gun, I open up the dresser, and there's this children's Bible, a Precious Moments children's Bible, sitting on top of this gun. And so I'm like, man, what? Okay, two things hit me. What? Who in my house reads a Bible right now? And who would leave a Bible that wouldn't take the gun? Like, at 13 years old, I had enough sense to ask those two questions. And those are the two questions that, like, stuck with me, afterwards. And so I grabbed this gun and this Bible, and I go and lay down on my bed, and I grab my pillow. I put it at the foot of the bed because I wanted to lay the book on top of the pillow and have the gun under the pillow to where it's not seen, pointed towards the door. When he come in, I was going to shoot him,
Do you see this? Do you see this comment?
No.
Mr. Morgan Roundtree, and this is Eric, this is the healing part of this chat.
Morgan
Roundtree says, I think that it's absolutely amazing when we freely share our testimonies.
Yeah.
That is very, what you're sharing right now is healing. Not just yourself, but thousands and thousands of other people. I need you to know that.
Thank you. I know. You know what's crazy is that night, that's exactly what I asked God. I said, I got up and I hit my knees. I'd been reading this book, and it's a children's book, man. It had like a picture of a little boy sitting there with a big old head. These precious moments, he had his hands together and he was on his knees before his bed, and he said, God save me. And I had a question in my heart. It was like, what's coming to get him? I mean, I was 13, man. I didn't know. I didn't know what asking to be saved from. And then as I read later on, there was another story in there of a man named Lazarus, and Jesus brought him back from the dead. And I wondered if this guy Jesus could do that to my dad, which had just happened. And so, like, I was in the middle of this just devastating, crucial moment in my life where I asked God genuinely from my heart, was he real? I got up, got down on my knees, and I asked him, I said, God, I said, I need to know that my life is like this for some reason. I said, please just show me you're real. I promise you, God, I won't be scared. And dude, I got back up on my bed and I started back reading that Bible, and I felt what felt like hands touching my back, like pressing into my back, like harder, not like viciously, but firmly pressing into my back. And they felt like they were large hands, and it felt like there was a squirrel running around me in the bed, like really fast. Because I didn't feel like I didn't know there was nothing else in the world that moved that fast that I'd seen at this point in time. So best way to explain it, man, it felt like a squirrel was running around me in the bed really fast. Well, dude, I looked back and there wasn't nothing there, nothing at all there. And at that point in time, I got crippled. Like, I got crippled by fear. I tried to holler, mama, and like no words would even come out of my mouth. I was crippled in fear. And in the middle of that moment, dude, those words that I prayed, I promise you I won't be scared, they hit my mind. And bro, I did not think it. I thought that dude had done slipped in the room, passed, and I didn't see somehow in this God stuff. I thought he got past somehow and was in my room. So it freaked me out, you know? And then when I looked back and there was nothing there, it floored me. And in the middle of that, I didn't think those words, man. It was weird. It's like I promise you I won't be scared, just like come out of nowhere. It's like a memory that just come up out of nowhere, you know. I guess the rational would say. So, man, from that moment, I knew that there was a God. I knew that there was something. There's something out there, man. There's something out there. And I was seeking genuinely from my heart, man. And so I went down this path of Christianity for all these years, and I read the book Actively in Addiction. I went through 14 rehabs, man.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. I paid I'm just blessed to still be here, man. Paid a great price to my body to learn what I know today. And now I got a family and these kids, and I really, really want to be there for them. And I regret a lot of the decisions, but man, I'm so grateful for what it brought into my life. But and now listen, I know this is getting real churchy-fied, and I don't mean it to be, man. I just want to tell you the truth of what happened. You know what I mean?
Well, so we need to learn who you are. Okay, right. Because again, breaking that fabric of I can't even say it's a fabric. Breaking out of that concrete foundation, because you're right now you're planting the foundation. You're sharing with us the foundation of your, and breaking out of that. You and I talked offline is very, very lonely, very scary,
isolated,
very isolated. So how did you learn about the Anunnaki and the forbidden history?
Okay.
How that's it?
I'm Cherokee. And I got my mom's mom was mostly Cherokee, and we didn't know exact of what it was, but she was mostly Cherokee. And so I knew that there was some Indian and some Native American in my bloodline, but I didn't know nothing about all of that. And what got me is I was reading and I started trying to go to the Paleo. I've done studied Hebrew, the Paleo. I've done read the pseudepigrapha, the apocryphal books. I mean, all of these, the Holy Vedas, the Bhagavad Gita, all of these religious books, man. You know, but at this point in time, I hadn't read all of those other ones, just the Bible. But reading the Bible, what led me to the Anunnaki and these things like this was I realized that in the Bible it said that where, you know, he's God's on the mountain, and he said that this is my name. You tell every generation is I am that I am. Well, you know, that translated to Ahaya, Ashur, Ahaya. So, okay, well, what it was you remember when Moses was on the mountain and he said, he asked God his name, and God told him to tell every generation from here on out that his name is I am that I am.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
What that translates into Ahaya, Ashur, Ahaya in Hebrew, and even in Paleo, it even translates deeper into it than that. But it goes back to, it hit me like the Indians would be dancing around the fire. Aya, hiya, aya, hiya. It's like it hit me. They were saying his name. Like they're saying his name. Okay, so I started looking into these other religions. I started waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning every single night, like clockwork, bro. Every single night. I could not sleep through the night. It got me mad at first.
When was this, Eric? Can you actually pinpoint a year?
This was about a year before COVID. About a year before COVID hit.
Bingo. I'm asking you because I guarantee you, what you're talking about, everybody up in here has went through what you're going through right now. They've either gone through it. I'm telling you walked up right now. You walked up into a very awakened community of people.
Awesome. Okay? I've been looking for a great community of people.
Now, again, this is a tribe. I call them tribe. They're a tribe. This is my tribe of people, yes. And we try to very much so accept. I don't care about your belief. I don't care about your sexuality, your gender. Whatever the hell you believe to be true, that's your truth. And I can't change it. I'm not here to change it. Right? So, yeah, I mean, we just letting you know, you're in really, really, really good company, bro. Because we get it. We get it.
And so, man, what, after that, I started looking into what 3 o'clock in the morning meant, you know, and when I realized that it was like the witching hour in some people's opinion, and then I read it's the thinnest the veil is in some people's opinions, and then something happened to me, man. It's like I just felt this overwhelming sensation to just be still. Quit getting all of these voices. Like I was reading everything that I could find, bro, get my hands on to try to, I was just a sponge absorbing it all. Just, oh, I forgot to tell you this. At 17, I got an attempted murder charge for defending myself and was forced to go into the military. But I don't want to go into a whole lot of detail on that. That's a whole nother.
Thank you for your service. Anyway, you're forced service, but thank you for your service.
I feel so robbed. But anyway, I'll never get those years back. Never. But
right.
And then it's like the first month I got out, I made more than I did an entire year there. Man, but okay, so. Going back to where was I at? Let's see.
You were at welcome, Eric. Everybody's welcoming you to the tribe.
Okay.
Can you see? You can't see this.
Glad to be here. I'm. My wife tells me I'm waffle minded. She's spaghetti brain, so I try to stay on the waffle square. You know what I mean? But dude, my mind just never shuts off. It's so okay. I get where I was at. So I felt this overwhelming sensation to be still. And man, I really, really, truly, genuinely, I feel like I learned what meditation was. Well, I seen the parallel in the Bible reading it. I saw Job chapter 38. I saw it talking about the Mazzaroth. In the Mazzaroth, you look up the etymology of it, it's the zodiac. So, and it talks about Arcturus with his sons, Orion, then Pleiades, the three constellations around it. And then I realized that the North Star led them to find Jesus. The zodiac led them to find Jesus, you know, when he was the infant, Jesus. And so I'm like, hold up. I was told all my life the zodiac's a bad thing, but the Bible sitting here says it's the ordinances of heaven. And not only that, that it sets the dominion in the earth. That's Job chapter 38, verses 30 through 34. And then I'm like, wow. And I find I'm like, hold on, God, you gave us dominion in the beginning, right? So then I learned that it's almost as if this is the dominion that's set, but that we have a toolbox, the zodiac. And it's like it made sense where they messed up the signs of the times. But like all of the Bible isn't, in my mind, the parallels of the parables and the allegorical wheel within the wheel, like all of these things fits perfectly in line on a parallel. If you can see the parallel or the full story in a small micro, it's exactly the same on the macro. And that's how I've been able to distinguish truth from lie within my own life, man. Is I feel like I understood how to see the principal level of things, you know. And when I realized that the Taurus field is the apple that Eve bit into, allegorically speaking, energy, you know, I mean, duality, everything has a positive and a negative. A battery is a source of power because it has a positive and a negative on it. Evenly, it weighs itself out. That's so why would we not have a negative? Dude, it blew me away to start waking up to all of these clear, evident, scientific facts. So I started looking back into the occultic things. I started looking into both Kabbalahs. I looked in, dude, Reiki healing. It's healing by the laying on of hands. Where do you think they got that from, bro? They got it from the same thing. It's like in meditation, the same thing they're doing to the fruit. So they take this organic fruit, they strip it of its vitamins and its contents, and then they make another fruit that has only tastes like an orange. You know, really it's loaded with all of these petroleums and things, and it's so. And then they sell the original orange and call it organic. Yeah, it is original. It's the original orange. Like, so they divided it to maximize their dollar. They done the same thing with truth. They divided it up more times. The more times they divided it, the more times they could sell it. So it became this thing to me to where it's like, okay, I started seeing a parallel with all of them. And I started seeing that there's like, you know, our mouth has 32 teeth in it to chew up and digest food. It's like I saw a parallel there with the over 32 religions that we use to really look into. There's 32 like foundational religious sets of groups that you could look into, and actually I believe has these principles in it, these 32 principles, or these 32 paths of life. You know, I got into the Sefer Yetzirah, I mean the Sefer, and then it clicked on me one day. Devil is just lived, spelled backwards.
Let me. Can I hold you for there for a second?
Yeah.
If you dig deep in the Sephirah, it will literally tell you that our DNA has the marking of the Creator in it.
Yes, 10, 5, 6, 5, the numbers in numerical order. Yes.
All right. So
that's the 10th letter, the 6th letter, the 5th letter, the 10th letter of the Hebrew alphabet.
And what is that spelled? Do you know?
Yod He Vav He.
So does that right there? Let's go into the creation, okay? Because that right there will play completely into
this topic.
This topic. We are again the manipulation. I got to point out there. A fella, Morgan pointed out, dude. He's like, dude, you're speaking my language. It is all connected, but still manipulative on individual levels.
Yes,
pretty much.
Yes, and the division of it is where the manipulation plays in, bro, because it pulls you to a segregated, racist perspective of truth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In racism, there's hate. Racism births hate, man. And bro, there's a religion out there right now that's have you heard about the Moorish people and the Hebrew Israelites? Have you read into much of that? Like, man, they're sowing so much division in society these days, man.
Oh, but they believe that they are the speciality of the Rh negative bloodline. They believe that they are the original. I'm saying, listen to what I'm telling you. They believe that they are the original aspect of creation. That is why you'll see. I don't know if you dug in this deep, but you'll actually see pictures of the Pope. Okay, literally kissing the feet of a Moor.
I have. And you know, they say there was 4 presidents before George Washington, you know? And like, man, I've looked into a lot of this stuff and a lot of it is true. But man, not true in all of the things.
Oh, we'll get into that. Larry Hawkins says the Hall of Records. We'll get into that, Larry.
But this is where all of the Nephilim stuff comes into play with at me and back at the Anunnaki stuff. It's like Genesis chapter 6. Genesis chapter 6 says that, you know, the sons of God came down and came into the daughters of men, and the giants or the Nephilim, they were in the earth in those days. Well, that's through the lens of Christianity. Okay. Well, what gets me is before that, all of the earth, that when they didn't have cell phones, you know, or they all had the same stories of these giants coming down and talking to people, coming and meeting people on these but then again, that's on a media scale, platform and level, which they have a lot of control and pull there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm not saying that religion is truth. I'm not saying that Anunnaki's truth. I'm just saying it's funny as hell to me that every one of them stories, they principally line right up to Christianity too. It's just funny to me, man. It's funny that all of these different sects of groups, like if you overlay them, they make a beautiful picture of oneness and unity. And like, dude, if you look at the principle of our anatomy is built like the sacred secretion. You know, that whole thing makes up the principle of the giants in our anatomy would be the human being. You know, when within the giant is everything. All of the different, I mean, Sarai and Abram are the cerebrum. You know, there's a guy, he's this dude is profound to me. His name is Santos Bonacci. And he teaches through an astrological astronomy. He teaches the Bible through astronomy and stuff like that as well. But man, he has been the most eye-opening guy that, man, I'd go to sleep listening to this dude. 3 and 4 hour lectures, just all day, every day. I had this stuff going, playing in my head, dude. Just on any time. I didn't want to waste my time in conversation with people who were just didn't care about the real truth. I wanted to meet some people whose authority was truth. You know, whose authority wasn't something outside of the Most High, and whatever that is, the ism, I call him the formless, nameless one.
We refer to him as Source. The all is.
Right, and bro, like, how can you put the all is into words, man? So what's real funny to me is in the beginning, the Bible says, in the beginning was the Word. And now if let's just take that one thing there. In the beginning was a word. Okay, so have you ever seen what sound actually looks like? A sound wave in a 3D imagery like picture, kind of like you throwing a pebble in the water.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It would kind of resonate like a wave. And so, man, I've looked into this stuff so deep as to find out that that's how they make them spaceships move, is they ride a a self-propelled electromagnetic wave that they've generated.
Right.
And they can actually control. So it's weird, man. Like but back to this Anunnaki stuff is, I believe the Sumerian gods, the tablets of Gilgamesh, and the tablets of Thoth, I believe that they are also parallels of the same stories, man, of the same time frame. That now, to me, in my religious or belief of spirituality, Thoth to me is a character of thought within the man. You know what I mean? So in the anatomy, it's all set up that way. In my perspective, is like you can explain the sacred secretion going up, coming, or the Santa Claustrum, or the sacred secretion that actually happens, which I believe is the science behind where they come up with the salvation thing. But I don't believe that we can mess this up. I believe that there's only forward progress, and we grow and change. But I don't believe that it was the way they're telling it on a mainstream level. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be some mischievous stuff there, bro, because there is on every other level that way.
Now,
And
is that wake up what really truly broke your worship leader thing?
yes. Well, when I took the Bible and I took these passages of scriptures to these pastors who were supposed to care, man. Like, this book meant more to me than it did to them in their own dang church, bro.
Oh, we get drugs. Oh, yeah, I get it. I definitely get it.
I was up there. I was like, man, can we really pray? Like, y'all, man, I don't feel like no heart in what y'all talking about up here. Like, bro, I was really, really, man, I was really in it, man, into this stuff, dude. And it broke my heart to find out the stuff that I found out, man. It was nerve shattering so much to the degree that I felt like I lost purpose. And
we get it, man.
I had set my foundation of who I am in the Bible, bro, in Christianity. And I mean, I was one of the dudes who I felt what I really felt like was, man, they tricked everybody. They tricked everybody to a degree of making them believe that the physical aspect of this is where all of it lies. And truth be told, it's all the inner, the Christ. Okay, so to me, Jesus is the flesh, okay? And Christ is the spirit within the Jesus. Like, okay, so there is the energy within man. That's the Christ. So, like, in many places in the book, it says Christ Jesus. Then in many places in the book, it says Jesus Christ. So when it's saying Jesus Christ, it's referring to the flesh of him. When it says Christ Jesus, it's referring to the spirit in the man. There's a difference. And so, like, there's a body, soul, and a spirit. Thessalonians 3:23 tells you, he said he wishes that you be made whole in your mind, body, and soul. That's the body, soul, and spirit. So, and I know for a fact that this is the point that really, really woke me up, is when I started meditating. I found the scriptures in 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 2 through like 10, where he says this, you are the epistle written and read amongst all men. It's no longer written with ink. I said, well, that's a Bible. It says it's no longer written or etched in stone. I said, well, that's the 10 Commandments. I said, but it's written on the tables of your heart. And I'm like, well, golly, the Christians ain't read this page. They ain't read this page. That means meditation's what we're supposed to do.
Wait, what?
That means meditation's what we're supposed to do, so we can read our own Bible within us. And I'm like, man, hold up here. So Buddha had it right. Wow. So, dude, that really, really, really made, I understood why I had this unction to sit still. It was like,
Right.
whoa, and let me really try to let me read this real Bible for the first time, So I went in there, man. I sat down, and I closed the doors, bro. Made it completely dark in there because been reading these books in science where it tells you your pineal gland's a light receptor, bro, and you get into the dark to make the body hunger for
Full.
light.
Oh yeah, dude. Now I'll bet now. Whenever you lay down in your bed, I'll bet whenever you lay down in your bed, you can close your eyes and you can make it no matter how dark the room is, you can illuminate whatever darkness you see.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't you? I'll bet you can.
Yes, I can. Yes, sir. And it's not, bro. Man, it's almost like I can taste what I hear. I can see what I smell. I can feel what I mean. We're not divided like they try to teach you. We're one. We're all unified. The division is what makes us so confused, man. You get what I'm saying? The division of the body is what tears us all up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can be a Indian in the middle of this. I'll be a Mexican. It don't, whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever belief system, I'll love right beside you and stand right beside you. And you know what? My daughter, this is the way I tell people. It's like my daughter, one night she told me, she said, Daddy, come here. And I ran in there. What's wrong, babe? She said, there's a monster under my bed. I said, babe, okay, since you believe there's a monster under your bed, I said, I'm going to get down here and I'm going to look. And I'm going to turn the light on. And I want you to get down here and look with me. Because
Let's get it.
My love for you is going to look under this bed to show you there's no monster.
Mm-hmm.
I said, but all of these people who just read one religious section or sanction or genre and call themselves identified as, well, they have yet to look under the bed for any of them other religious sanctions that are screaming there's a monster under that bed. Well, their love for them ain't made them do it yet. So do they really have the love in this area that they think they do? You know what I'm saying? Or are they really lying to themselves? Because there's a part of this that I learned. I mean, I told my wife, our marriage, I carried a 9-foot cross down the dang beach, bro, to stand up on this spot. Like, bro, my whole life I put before God in this book and this stuff, man. And it's like, I don't know if that's why he showed me truth through this book, but I can show you every quantum, all the quantum mechanics that I've read so far is in line with a lot of these scriptures in this book, man. You know what I mean? That just blows my mind. It's the atom, the triune. It's like the coin. You got a heads and a tail, and then that edge that nobody talks about. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. When this is what woke me up. When I took this Bible and I showed this pastor these scriptures, I showed him Psalms 82:6, and I said, "Man, this Bible says that we're God." He said, "No, you no, it don't. You reading it wrong." I said, "Look right here." And then I took him to John chapter 10, verse 35. I said, "Look, Jesus said we God. Look right here." He said, "No, I don't. You're reading it wrong." I said,
"What?"
Look, it said if it weren't, he said he called them gods unto whom the scripture came. Like, how do you mistake that?
You can't mistake that. And what you're talking about now is what we shared is even going back to the Anunnaki and back to the topic, the forbidden history of what we're talking about. They don't want you. The mainstream does not want you to be told what it is that you're sharing right now. Do you realize that, right? They don't. The mainstream teaching of the religious box does not share any of what we're talking about.
Right.
The waking up to this, the like somebody in the chat, I seen it. We're all spiritual. We're all spiritual isness, and we are. Right. We are all one within the circumference of the all is, or
right.
The all is wouldn't be all that is. Now would it be?
No, it wouldn't, man. You're absolutely right. And you know how I believe that all of this had to come into play is they had to first steal your real true currency. The currency is that you are the water. You are the true water. The water is a reference to spirit. Well, you are the water.
Well, go back to your Bible. You were a leader.
Okay, so listen, not
Go,
only that, go to Philippians chapter 2, verse 4. Or I think it's 4:2. It's one of the two. 2,
does
4,
it not
4,
say
2.
that you are the living water? Am I not mistaken?
Yes, it says we're the living waters.
Bingo. Okay, continue.
Okay, but like go to Philippians chapter 2, verse 4. It says, "Let this mind be in you, the same mind that was in Christ Jesus, who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to create himself equal with God." What? That's pretty clear, cut, and dry there, homeboy.
I love this talk. I love this talk. I love this discussion. I truly do.
Let this mind be in you. Okay, so hold on. How am I supposed? So when I took this book here, when I took this to the pastor and I let him read his own book he's been trying to teach me for these years, and I said, "What do you do with this, man? What do you do?" I said, "Did you know it was in there? They changed this book when we were sleeping." No, man, this thing, it's been like this all these years. But no, there is seasons and times. It's written in this book. And let me give you another head buster that just rocked me to the core. When I learned this Mazzaroth and started studying into this Mazzaroth, I seen in the beginning of it that Moses was up on the top of this hill, right? And when he was up on the top of this hill, he was asking God, when the burning bush and stuff. Aaron was down there building what? A golden bull. Well, it was the age of Taurus, the bull. If he was probably, I don't think that he was wrong. I think that he was really just setting the dominion in the earth if it was a physical thing. You get what I mean? If it was a physical. But I think he's just setting the dominion in the earth, like Job 38 said in the Mazzaroth. He's setting up the Mazzaroth to be used for the 2 years. Well, guess what happened next? In the age of Pisces, the two fish came, and guess what? The black pope and the white pope wear a fish god named Dagon for a hat on top of their head. Well, them two ran the whole age of Pisces, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Yes.
I mean, dude, perfectly in line. That's why I named myself on TikTok Eric the Water Bear. Because in this season, we finna spill some living waters. He said there's a time he's gonna pour his spirit out on all flesh. Allegorically, that's it right here. They say, well, where's the swine? Because we done forgiven enemies. We forgive all the enemies around here. It's unity. You get what I'm saying? Like in my head and in my mind. Now look, let me tell you where the Anunnaki and the God whole imagery and idea come from in my belief system is that you go before your creator and trying to learn who you are at some point in your relationship in life. You try to figure out your identity. And now in the pursuit of doing that, you realize that some call it trying to find God. Okay, so in the pursuit of doing this, you come into contact with a reflection of who you are at that moment. If you're a good being, you get a reflection or imagery of good beings back. If you're this negative piece of shit, bro, you're going to get a devil's response. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? You're going to look in the mirror and see a devil, dog. They say that the mirror was something that, like, they said it was magic happened. The mirror was like this magic thing that angels came down and talked to men. This is in Enoch. It's in the book of Enoch. Like the magic of it is the imagery of how they principally use mirror imagery to manipulate. You get what I'm saying?
I absolutely do. We get it, yeah.
So, like, I really believe that if it goes back down to, if you boil it all back down, I believe it all boils back down to energies, positive ones and negative ones. And I believe that we are the electromagnetic body. You know, it says that Satan fell down like a bolt of lightning, and it says that Holy Spirit draws all men to Christ like a magnet. I mean, the lightning is like electricity, and he drawing all men to Christ. That's magnetism. He says the Holy Spirit and the invisible things being clearly seen. Like, okay, well, magnetism is invisible. You can't see the magnetism, but you can see the electricity. You see what I'm saying? It just blows my mind. And so, like, I've come into the ability to really, really have a true good relationship with my gut, with who I am truly. And man, I really trust it, because you know what? It ain't lied to me yet. I've had it tell me maybe one of two things, but it ain't lied to me. You know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
And who else could that have been that came into my room than some form of strong energy creativity within the mind? You know what? I watched this show, and it had this guy, and he was sitting here, and man, he made this person believe that his arm was really being stabbed. And dude, it was a fake arm. I mean, this dude felt his arm get stabbed. You get what I'm saying? The mind is powerful.
Bro, the mind is an amazing processing unit. You know what I'm saying? You like you just said, allegorically, through the quantumness of what we are in reality. Even that lightning, okay, that lightning. They say. Let's go back for a second into all things. How do I say this? That lightning, okay? That lightning always has been. It took you to perceive it. Okay? That's like, I don't believe in coincidence.
Me either, bro.
Okay? And trying to explain what you're explaining now about the quantumness and these ain't theories. Okay? This is not something, these are facts that you can't make this up. Okay, but these facts and these theories are hidden allegorically, parably. If you want to say it is codex, written in code, it indeed it is. Man, very much so.
Very, very, very coded. And like, what's real crazy is you see everybody. You see the sign, the like the statue of them putting their finger before their lips, like of the head, saying shh.
This bullshit or this bullshit.
I mean, dude,
or this bullshit. Oh yeah, dude.
If it's not real, why is everybody in, like, they playing the hell out of it, man? It's the stage. The stage is large, ain't it? And what was real crazy to me is, like, I feel like every 2,000 years, each aeon is a cycle of the same things that must occur. Remember, this is a matrix, a program. We don't change it changes us. We got it all backwards. They teach you change the world. No. This is what? Okay, let me tell you, go buy you a computer, and I want you to make that computer a bullfrog. That's what they asking you to do. Change it. No, you can't change it, man. That's crazy. Then they say, well, you're going to burn in hell. Say, well, I done tried to burn a spirit. That shit don't work either.
We're the perceiver, Eric. We are the perceiver. We are the perceiver of this. I call it I personally refer to what you said, the matrix. I refer to this as the construct.
Okay.
The construct. We are in the construct of the matrix.
Right.
We are all diluted down versions of the source, somehow, some way planted here as a species of living water.
Right.
Okay. By the Anunnaki, and all of this is forbidden knowledge or forbidden history
that we're talking about right now.
That we're talking about right this minute.
So then we get into water. Water is so miraculously powerful, dude. Okay. The water experiment. There was a doctor, Emoto, Dr. Emoto, he done the rice experiment. No. He found out that water holds a frequency. It holds it can carry a message. Water, like you can speak to it. Water, you can speak to it, and it'll hold a frequency within it. Well, then you drink it. That's where the idea of holy water comes from. You become that thing of the living waters that you're drinking. Like it's science, bro. This is fact. Like this frequency becomes a part of your body. And if this is not a fact, then why do they use ultrasound frequency to bust up parts in the kidneys, like these stones and stuff? I'm telling you, that's fixing to be the thing of medicine, is the sound therapy stuff. But dude, and then you get into the rice experiment. The rice experiment proves the consciousness, or the 100 monkey experiment. All of these things are if you never looked into them, write them down while I'm saying this stuff and check it out, man. The rice experiment was he put 3 jars. One was love, one was ignore, and one was hate. And he'd spend 5 minutes a day talking loving affirmations over one, ignoring the other, and talking hateful ones to the other. And you could clearly see the difference. Mm-hmm. One was even still edible and fermented. Well, then this, what got me is this mama and this little girl. They wanted to know if intentions with no words would do the same thing. So
can I share something yeah. Let me share something with you real quick. Mr. Christopher Peebles, which is a quite new to the community, but yet he is a channeler, okay? Wanted to clearly tell you that there's 12 races that have seeded the earth, and that would be the Draconians, okay? The Draconians, or what's known as the Draco, the Anunnaki, the Pleiadians, the Orions, the Syrians, the Octurians, the Hathors, the Blue Avians, the Lyrans, Andromedas, and supposedly there's 2 other ones,
which would parallel directly to the 12 tribes of Israel.
Dun.
But let me tell you something else. Here's another parallel that just blows my mind. I almost picked the phone up. I'm so excited. All right, they don't want to tell you about this, man. Okay, well, if that's the truth, then you got to go to the 12 tribes of Ishmael. That makes a council of 24 within the cranial nerve system, right?
Oh, damn, you're going deep.
And then, so in Ishmael, so remember, God, okay, Sarah and Abraham, Sarah tried to make him have this kid because it was the promise, right? Mm-hmm. Then they ran off. She got her maid to have the kid for Abraham because he felt like that was the only way she was going to be able to have one. She couldn't have babies. Well, then she got Abraham to have Ishmael. That's where you get this saying, don't birth any Ishmaels, in the Christian lingo or whatever. Well, he got him to have him. Well, then she seen Sarah. Sarah got jealous because Abraham had a kid with her, with what's her name? Hagar, his mom, Ishmael's mom. Well, then Hagar got mad and ran because of how Sarah was mistreating him over the jealousy of the relationship between Ishmael and Abraham. Well, then what was real crazy is she supposedly ran to a well and met God at a well. What's real funny is Abraham met the 7 spirits of God at a well in Exodus. And then Jesus met the first preacher he sent out, which was a woman, by the way, at a well in Samaria. So like, there's a lot of things that people teach biblically that just aren't true.
Now here's the thing. Let me as you're speaking, things are jumping out at me from what I've learned as well. Okay. You said, okay, we're talking seven what?
7 spirits of God, which is also the 7 keys on an octave between the C to C, the white one.
Okay. Now,
which would be 13 altogether. You see what I'm saying?
Let's make another connection here. Okay.
Okay.
That's also, if we're taught in the spiritual community, the metaphysical community, to really, really clearly watch and maintain the 7 based chakra systems in the living water, which would be the body.
Which is
So,
exactly this, brother. That's the 7 chakra system. And you know what's real coincidental about this is the word wisdom in Hebrew is chakma.
Alexa Jameson just pointed out that there's 12 stargates traveling enabled. We are a living DNA in a living library of 12 galactic different races.
That perfectly lines up with it, dude. And I've got this book. Hold on, it's by Joshua Free. It's called the Anunnaki Bible.
Okay.
I've read. I really need to do another. I really need to dig back into this again. This is called the Anunnaki Bible by Joshua Free.
Interesting. All right.
So I'm gonna dig into this, and we'll get back on because, dude, I'm an avid reader, brother. I got about a $20,000 or $30,000 library here. Gotta be. I ain't added it up, but my wife told me that's what she says. So I'm just saying, it probably ain't that much. It's just my wife tells me that. But man, I've got books I paid $800-900 for. You know what I mean? Because it was how much that stuff cost, man. And I really wanted to know to that degree, dude. I spent a fortune on these books, bro. I've got actual photocopies of the true scroll.
Right.
But you got the name of it's a Sefer in Hebrew. Well, coincidentally, his name is Lucifer, And then, so this is what, and this is a whole other picture. The reason that they confuse you is because the Bible truly teaches a duality. It teaches the prodigal son left and come back while the good one stayed home, and he's all pissy in there and won't even come to the party. You think that's the good one? No, the one who's humble after come back and he done blowed all the chunks out there. That's the one who's having life figured out. But the world wants to paint him as the bad guy. You know what I mean? No, he had the courage to go try something. I mean, he might have failed and been eaten with the pigs in the end, but he come back wiser than he was. Despite things. But they want to paint the good guy as the one who cherishes and honors the things. Didn't go out and blow them, right?
Right.
So, dude, you get back to the water. Water within our body said Christ is the living waters, right? So we are made up of 80% water. Our bodies, why do they take your fluids when you die? What do they do with it?
Good question, but because what we've seen is they've just stuck in the city water and it goes in the drain and everybody else drinks it and shit and blah, 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 blah. Oh, I'm just telling you
I believe it's a $high beverage for the circle of circles amongst the some group of twerps in the world.
Well, we can, that's right. We can definitely talk on that subject too. We could definitely talk on that one too.
But dude, I don't write out anything. I'm open-minded. I'm humble as to I'll gladly love to talk about your stories of the things especially if it's different than mine. I found out that you know how life and people they kind of cling to like-minded people.
Yeah.
Man, I found having the opposite is just equally as important, man.
Sure.
It is as equally as important as having the like-minded person next to you, because dude, they usually on the other end of the spectrum. And they usually gonna tell you the cold hard truth because they ain't like you. They're gonna tell you the opposite of it.
I'm trying to find a specific screen here. I don't know what the hell. I was gonna open up the phone lines for you in case anybody ever wanted to call you and talk to you, or call you and welcome you to the platform, welcome you to the tribe here.
Right. Well, see, I got a TikTok. It's Water Bearer Truth is Priceless, and man, I felt like just one platform or one area that I could just put truth out there. or truth as I see it. And now this is another thing that the Bible says. It says that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of his testimony. So, and the word of our testimony. So like what we got to say matters, man. You know, our opinions and our thoughts, they matter because they may help the next man. You don't know if, like I said, man, I really believe that our Father, if they're, say, just using this allegory, keeping it with this, if our Father in heaven, if there is one, he wouldn't just serve everybody one type of food forever. He'd mix it up and give you a different genre of an ability to approach him. He don't only love one type of child, so to speak.
Right.
And so, I mean, we're all important. We're all equally valued in this. And man, they had to at one time make you believe that your worth had something to do with dead men on a piece of paper. You know, and man, it really don't. It don't have nothing to do with that. Now, sure, that can buy you a lot of zooms and a lot of whams in this world. And zooms are nice. But outside of being a zoom and a wham, what the hell is it? You know,
it's nothing. It literally is nothing.
You will die.
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
It means nothing.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I say it literally means nothing. It's no thing.
Right. And like, man, the Bible even says that like you can't serve mammon and money. So I mean that principle's in there. Dude, it's crazy because to the people who really, really deeply study the Bible, they see that they're both the same guy. They're both the same. I mean, it just, and then when you get to seeing that, wow, bro, it just kind of, it explains.
Let me hang on. Hang on. I'm trying to read these comments for these people as well. Miss Tammy Bottom says, now I don't know your level of knowing, so I'm gonna and we don't. Okay, so I'm gonna point out some questions here. And let you see them and let you chew them up, digest them, and if you know about it, then go ahead and participate. If not, we're going to share some things with you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Now, we know, and what Tammy Bottom is sharing right now is maritime law.
Right.
Okay.
I know Admiralty law and UCC and the connection.
Bingo.
With the birth certificate, with the sole contract.
Yeah, she's pointing out that we're governed right now under maritime law. Okay, just to clarify that.
And considered a dead man and lost at sea while that paper is a living live man.
Right, that would be the what? Straw man.
The straw man, yes.
That is the straw man. But again, it's really interesting how they put this shit together, isn't it? Mm-hmm. They twist it. Here's the thing. The allegory says that, let us go, let us from the beginning, let us go create man. Again, I shared with you, my wife, your wife, that's us. Let us create, because if not, you can't. If you're gonna teach me the Bible, then let's just teach it for what it is, word for word, right? Don't bullshit me. It says, let us create man in our image and in our likeness. That means me, my wife, Eric's wife, us. And so we're talking about a society, possibly, people, right? So somebody, again, thinks that they are a hierarchical superior to you and me, Tammy, and all of these other people, Amy Joe, Mike, everybody, somebody thinks they are above you and I. Right.
And that we are the goyim or the scum of the earth,
Ooh, I hate that word. I really don't like that word. Yeah. The goyim. I'm not lesser than.
That's in the Talmudic circles, and like, dude, what I couldn't understand is I was like, hold on, you got one group of people on one side of the fence just saying those people need to die, kill them. And you got the other guys on the other side of the fence, good and bad being, or good and evil. And they're saying, kill those guys. They don't need to live. So, I mean, who really is being You know what I'm saying? What side really is the good one? Both of them look the same to me. You know, so it's kind of I mean, it was really, really eye opening for me when I started realizing the truth in the foods and in pharma. I'm big pharma or little pharma, whatever. I'm like, man, I told my family this stuff, dude, and it's like they just a lot of them thought I was crazy, man. I couldn't understand how they couldn't see. Like you can't see the stuff happening before your eyes, man. It's like it's got to be somehow uh seen and understood. I mean, I asked my wife, I'm like, babe, how do you see this? You know, like she's like,
Right.
oh, you know, I'm just kind of like, they ain't never done that kind of stuff before. I'm like, well, who's to say they won't now? They got a weird guy up there trying to call himself president.
A weird guy. We call him here is scratch and sniff.
I'm trying to be nice on this program. I don't want no.
You just go ahead and you lay it out. Tell me how you really feel about scratch and sniff, bro.
Dude, dude, I sure don't feel like the army guy anymore. Not the patriot. Or I'm a patriot to the people and not the
corporation.
Corporation, yeah.
Well, you're not alone, okay? With this program, I'm gonna tell you right now, this program I absolutely adore, and we love our patriots, the family. And as far as military goes, bro, I've got a lot of ABCs. Shout us out to them that are friends, they're friends of their friends, and right, man. I mean, the military has gotten so demonized.
Right.
Okay, but yet they didn't really know what they did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the majority of everybody here knows what is going on. They're like you. They know. They can see the forest through the trees, bro.
Right.
Even I'm talking even in high places. They see.
Yeah. What's crazy to me is like, why ain't they come out? Yeah. You know what? This is one thing that they get me. I mean, bro, I just sit here and I'm like, really? You believe that? When I hear somebody tell me this, they're like, you know, they just come out with the new law saying that they can lie to you. I'm like, and you believe that shit, huh? They've been like, my question is, why they got the balls to tell you now they lying? A real question. You never get told about the great robbery during it. You get told about that afterwards. Like, I mean, there's got to be something that, like, I don't know, man. It floors me how.
Chantel says people wake up in their own time, and oh, sweetheart, that is absolutely true. It's hard to watch, though. It's very hard to watch.
Painful. It's painful because it hurts. It's like I got personal things that like.
Amy Jo says our military today. I'm gonna add this because I know right now what she's thinking. Our military today are little bitches.
Yes, they are.
Okay, now me and Yvonne talked about this, and Yvonne, let me say that Yvonne is old school military. Okay,
yeah.
And we were talking not even I think Wednesday, and man, I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. Percy Littleton in here. He's old school military. Larry Hawkins is old school military, and they will all tell you what she just said. They're just little bitches, dude.
Right, dude. It's crazy. But you want to get back to the Anunnaki inside of it? Kind of. I didn't mean to get us off on a rabbit trail out of where we was at in it. Like, you know, I read this one book. It told me that the word Nephilim meant one who killed its embryo in its womb.
Okay.
I thought that was, and it was a Cherokee book. It was like an Indian Native American book type deal. And I was like, wow, that's a really, really, really different story, you know, than what I've known of the word Nephilim thus far. And so that, like, one thing that I do know is having that opposite, that negative and that positive ability to look like and see the principles, what it really is, positive or negative. I mean, you can really the more broader picture.
Eric, let's take a call. Let's take a call from Ohio here, okay? Now, again, because I've got you
recording started.
Because I've got you on Zoom.
Hey, this is.
And I've got you on Zoom. Hang on a second. I've got two things going on. So there's going to be a delay here, okay? So whatever. Welcome 330 area code, Ohio. Welcome aboard the Matrix. Say hello to Eric there.
Welcome, brother.
Hello,
Glad to
Eric.
have
How
you.
you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hang on a second. Let me hang on a second. Let me I got to do a sharing here, okay? Just give me 1 second.
This is your old buddy Pedro, by the way.
Oh, Pedro, dude, I've been trying to get a hold of
Pedro, that's right, Mr. Turner.
You hang on a damn minute because I've been trying to find your number. Hang on 1 second.
I thought that would put a little spring in your step, you wacky fellow.
Well,
you.
I'm glad you did. All right, can you hear it? Can you hear it? Hey, Mike, can you hear him?
Mike.
Can you hear him now?
Yeah, I hear him a lot better.
Yeah, now I can hear him.
All right, Pedro, Mike, say hello to Eric. Eric, say, dude, this is my truck driving buddy.
Okay.
We call him Pedro. This is one of my old bosses. Turned into a friend.
No, don't you be cussing like that already, damn it.
I love you, Mike. I'm seriously.
I ain't nobody's boss.
Look, after you hang up with me, somehow I got to get your number again because I got a different phone, and I lost your phone like almost over a year ago. It's been quite some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I got a different number too because I was a little irresponsible with my phone, and yeah, I got a different number as well.
We're all.
I don't know how.
We're all irresponsible. All of us guys are like really just irresponsible, right?
Right.
Look at that.
What's up? I mean,
Yeah, it was cheaper just to go get another phone at Walmart and start all over than to warranty a phone out, and you know what I mean, go through all that stupid hoopla.
right?
And plus, I needed to lose some old numbers, and if you catch my drift. And,
I do. I
start
do.
Fresh.
I'm gonna take a screenshot of your number, bro. All right, I got your number on my phone here. What's up? You got any questions from?
Whenever you get time.
I will, bro. I will. You got any questions at all for Eric here?
Well, I was having a hard time hearing him on my lovely Walmart phone, and that's why I was calling in, hoping to get to hear a little more of what your topic was. But
Okay.
Okay.
Can you fill me in just a little bit on what I missed when I was on hold?
We was talking about the waking up as a Christian or even a religion to the Anunnaki creation, and as well as the forbidden history that or the forbidden knowledge that everybody or somebody in higher powers don't want out there in mainstream. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
What is it really?
What is it really? Right. I mean, here's the thing, Mike, Pedro. Eric is a 15-year-old worship leader that had an oh shit epiphany, and he's like, whoa, this doesn't add up or it doesn't make sense. I'm starting to connect some dots here, and he, dude, it changed his life forever.
I got slapped with the truth, brother, and it's undeniable. Like I irrefutable, could not not see it, you know, and couldn't. I know it's energy. Like truth is energy. We are energy. That's what they know as spirit is energy. It's positive and negative, electromagnetic, dielectromagnetic, man. Where there's so much more to this than like what meets the eye.
Well, yeah. Life is not black and white. It's definitely true. But yeah, I had a little experience of what you guys are speaking of. My mother just recently passed, and we buried her this week. And,
damn, bro, I'm sorry to hear about that.
The ashes, you know what I mean? The comfort words that they say
And my deep
It's
pulses
a
go up.
lot of hoopla that is blowing smoke up the hiney, if you don't understand where I'm coming from. And I call it to make the sheep feel at ease, I guess, or the uneducated feel at ease. But I don't know. I just was cringing at every word this week as I stood there and listened to him. And you could tell that he was just reading what every other pastor or preacher, or priest, whatever you want to call him, has read in the years before or times before. But yeah, I'm with you on that. There's way more than that out there, and that's the reason why I kind of called in, because I wasn't able to get you guys.
Okay.
And I was hoping to at least listen to y'all, but yeah, you guys kind of touched a touchy subject with me this week.
You're not alone there, Pedro. I wanted to just tell you a couple words to comfort you. Maybe it's painful. I feel your pain, man. My son passed away about 4 months ago from fentanyl overdose in my bathroom, and man, that
don't tell me that.
Yeah.
That's another personal spot of mine too. Matt could tell you on that one. That's been a demon of mine for many years, but
yeah.
Thank whoever. I'm still around and kicking, but I don't know why. But maybe it's because the guys who invented Narcan. I don't know.
Can I? Speaking of which,
to hear that, man.
I don't. You guys talk for a second. I gotta find something real quick.
Okay. There's a reason you're still here, Pedro, brother. I don't believe in coincidences, like Matthew was saying, man. And like he made some pretty powerful points earlier, man. And I really believe that, I know for a fact there's something else out there. There is a most high source, nameless one there, and it does have superiority and power, man. Like there's authority there, but like what that is, I mean, everybody's only got theory, and they should have.
Well, yeah, that's everybody's. That's the great unknown, is what's on the next side, you know.
Right.
And why we're here. Nobody seems to have that answer, but I've been brought back many times with that Narcan, and I can tell you, like, I've experienced quite a few different events, and I don't know what to or how to describe it, but I never saw the tunnel, I never saw the light, I never saw Grandma and Grandpa, you know what I mean, nothing like that, but I experienced a few things each time when I was brought back, or while I was out, but anyhow, yeah, you all just kind of hit home with that. That's why I called in, because of what I went through this week. But
man, I
didn't really have much to input on there. I just,
Mikey, you were a whole other interview. You know that? I'm being.
Why?
Because let me show this to you. It's funny. It's funny how, again, this is what happens, and I don't believe in. Again, all of you realize coincidence is bullshit. Things happen for a reason. Okay.
Right.
We are all there. There's
Absolutely.
a reason we're all together right this moment. I'm going to share something. With you. Now, again, you, Eric, you're a musician. We've got multiple musicians up here and in this chat. And I'm going to show you what's in my hand. Look at what's in my hand. Can you see this?
Nasal spray.
This right here is 2 full doses unopened of narc. Okay? Because where I go and what I do around my friends, right. I'm sex, drugs, and rock and roll, baby. I don't know why, but I have lost idiot after idiot after idiot after idiot of that shit, and they're not going to die on my watch.
Not next to me.
No, man.
I'm on a radio.
We got refrigerator now in there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Right here, bro. Absolutely. You know, I mean, again, I'm not saying I'm not into that. In fact, I don't even smoke weed. No, hell no.
yeah. I mean, dude, I'll tell you this, like, bro, I had a 14-year road, man. I ain't into the addiction thing no more. The scene, bro. I'm 41. I'm 40 years old, about to be 41. You know, I mean, I got these babies and stuff that I really, really love, like with all my heart, man. And like I come out of sex, drugs, rock and roll, partying, rode hard, put up wet type of lifestyle, man. I've been rough around the edges all my life. I come up that way, and that's just, I mean, that's who I am. It's in me. You know, the roughness is in. Like, bro, there's I don't know. It's kind of like just, it ain't a living thing that I'm active in anymore. It's more like a me. You know, I mean, I still play music all the time, but like, dude, I smoke bud. That's the extent of it. I smoke a little bit of weed.
Pedro, I'm gonna mute you, bro. I'm gonna mute you, bro, and we're gonna go to the West Coast. If you want to hear him and you're having a hard time hearing him, I'm gonna go ahead and leave you on the studio switchboard. Okay, is that cool with you? Or what? What do you want to do?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna mute you.
Cool.
Pedro, say goodbye to Eric. Eric, say goodbye to Pedro. Mike, and I'll go to the West Coast.
Yeah, nice meeting you, Pedro.
All right, let's take this West Coast call. Area code 360. I do believe this would be Seattle, Washington. Hello.
Hey.
Well, it is crazy dragon lady. Hi, Eric.
Hey. It's good to hear from you.
Oh, I just lost you. Well, I wanted to call in real quick because it's breaking up a little bit, but could you go over that drawing you had in your garage?
Yeah.
The Anunnaki.
Okay.
I've been waiting very impatiently for you to get to that point.
So,
for the rest of them, because I think they'll be fascinated.
okay. Yeah, this is something that I kind of in meditation just hit me one day. Okay. Can y'all, let me see if I can get it in y'all's sight somehow. Can y'all see this?
Yeah, I can see it. I wish I could make that screen bigger at the moment. But what are we looking at?
All right.
Eric?
So let me try. So all right, it's like a circle, right? And this would be my picture or depiction of the allegorical teachings of Earth, okay, of what they had in the past. And this was in Egyptian Anu. This was known as Anu. This was the land of Na, or Nod, like where you asleep at, where you're nodding. And this is Ka, or Ki, or Qi, or Kim, which is where we get our word chemical from. So this and this right here is the man who has escaped and now this is nothing but another lens that we look through, just like Christianity, just like the Bhagavad Gita, just like any other religious sanction out there. It's just another lens to look through so that we may understand who we are. And which it could be physical, but I don't, man, if it's physical, then reincarnation, then if it's physical, there's a whole lot more to this that I ain't nowhere near got figured out. But I 100% know that this is in line equally with the principles of Christianity and the principles. And so, like, here's what's real funny of me is this is a double helix. This is Y-A-H. 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 Yeah, it makes a double helix. This is also the DNA, the liptide within us. We have a cross for liptides within our
Genetic makeup.
in our genetic makeup. Yes, thank you. I'm lost for words. This is Metatron's cube in Enoch, the third book, and this is the cross that Enoch or the Christ died on, right? The cube. Well, he learned the positive side of himself, and then he learned the negative side of himself. He learned them both. Okay, this is the fish. The fish is over and over a double helix. See, it's all wrapped around this double helix. This is the caduceus. This is good and evil. This is this is like the coin, the two sides they tell you about. But the truth is the middle path. The middle path, the land of Shambhala, heaven, Akash. I believe all of these different things. This is the Tubal Cain, the two columns of the Masonic rites of passage. It's the middle path, man. It's the same thing as this. The middle path. We don't go positive, we don't go negative, although we're intertwined with them both. So like, and then here's another thing that you got these ions in the earth. You got the positive ions, you got the negative ions. You can generate and create electricity and power just from having a rod in the ground. It goes up in the air with some points on it. If you had some kind of way to harness it, which we do now, we got it today.
See, the pillars that you were talking about, or you're showing pictures of the two pillars.
Yeah,
we see. We just had on the broadcast here, not even a week ago, Wayne Herschel, okay, which pointed out everything that you're showing and sharing, but there's a connection between the as above so below connection, and that is the plains the plains of Egypt, or the Giza, okay,
right,
is literally a mirrored image of the heavens. And what we'd refer to as the cross, okay,
yes,
are literally the three belt stars of Orion. All right, and those three belt stars of Orion point to what the Sphinx is looking at. Okay, and the Sphinx is looking at the Pleiades. Okay,
right. Now,
going further than that, not only is it looking at the Pleiades, but it's looking through the Pleiades, through into the Andromeda.
Right.
Okay. So everything again, allegorical, whether it be Anunnaki, whatever. Again, these people were smart. Whoever put and designed this codex that we're in is smart, right, because they literally, again, they mirrored everything from the heavens that we see outside of us to mirror that which is inside of us.
Right.
Okay. You got to remember, we were talking about the Bible earlier. Let's bring this back in for a second, because the Book of Thomas clearly tells you, okay, as well as even the Bible, heaven is not outside of you, but it is inside of you. Okay. And don't let anybody fool you, because in the Book of Thomas, which is left out of the canon, it's left out for a reason. It's kind of like left out because of like the Book of Enoch. Okay. Jesus says in there, as he teaches in a parable, okay, that if, let's just say, preacher here comes along and says, well, heaven, right, creational heaven is in the sky, then the birds of the sky will precede you to heaven. If, again, preacher comes to you and says that heaven or creation is in the sea, then the fish of the sea will precede you. It's literally in front of your face. It's hidden in a codex, and it's inside of you. It's right in front of your nose, and it's right inside your heart. It's there, man. It's like literally laid out, but hidden.
Right. And dude, it's every story, like what's really crazy is it's almost like they have fun, like giving you a parable of the story without giving you the story. Like they give it to
Right.
you, the claustrum. You know, they call Santa Claus the Saint Claus because the fluid passes the claustrum. Like and it goes down the chimney to bring gifts. I mean, that's what the secretion is. It's these things that really go down. Okay, so if there ain't no alien race that is frozen in Antarctica or the South Pole, and I mean ain't that the perfect refrigerator to store something like? But if there's not some race or civilization down there that is procured or some original avatars in case this ever does go bad, like I think this, like if that's the case and that's how we restart each time. You know how no wonder it's 24,000 years. Humans are stupid, bro. We can be so ignorant, dog. I'm telling you. And I don't mean that in any kind of offensive way, y'all. I just mean that as in I know how dumb I was trying to come up and learn this stuff. And it's like, I don't know. I had to get all of that butter out of the duck, so to speak, in my young ages and be an idiot to the fullest and then accomplish what I thought I wanted in life. Was just a happy family, nice vehicles, nice house, nice community, raising up a family in a good place. I got all of that and found out that it don't fill me up. What else is there? There's something else out. There's something else that I'm searching for. What am I searching for? What's my purpose? Like, and these are questions I believe that we should all, at some point and another in our life, ask ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And this whole thing of waking up, so to speak, or becoming woke, like it totally shook that. It shook every bit of that. You know what I'm saying? This guy asked me, he was like, Eric, what does knowing all of this stuff actually do or change for you? I'm like, bro, it's made me a completely different person.
It will. Absolutely will. Won't it, Michelle?
Completely different. Now, look, I don't got no idea of the time on here. I can't see no clock on my phone. So, bro, I'll be done carried this way past something. I didn't know what you wanted.
No, bro. You got it. We are actually at an hour and 37 minutes. Okay, an hour and 37 minutes. We'll go to about an hour and 45 minutes. If anybody else wants to call, I know Michelle, and Michelle is not done asking you questions yet. Okay.
Yeah, and man, I'll come on again anytime you want me to, man. I enjoy this, bro. I found purpose in truth, man. That's what I was trying to get at. I found purpose in knowing the truth. And then, you know, my sister died about 3 months ago. When I went down there to go to her funeral, like, bro, I've had some life-shaking stuff happen these past, 4 months of my life. A son and a sister, of whom I was both really close to. And, dude, when I got down there and my brother-in-law, he was telling me, he was like, Eric, there's, some point in my life I found out that, you know, being right ain't worth my peace. And he was trying to convince me to stop my pursuit of truth. And I was like, no, it's worth it. It's worth mine.
Right. Absolutely. You know, it's
man.
It's a hard road to hoe, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah. It's been a tough one for me, but man, it's all the more it's like I get thrown a bone to keep going, man. Thrown a bone to keep going, thrown a bone to keep going. But dude, what I feel like is there's like a hunger and a nurturing within us, naturally, originally. You know, just that we're born with, and bro, I feel like that we will hunger and nurture if we just feed that hunger and that nurture. Like if we feed it what it really, really is supposed to get full on. Hold on, let me cut this light on him.
So look at this, everybody. We've got him walking down the road talking. He's excited. I gotta admit, what's funny.
I can't sit still with this stuff. I get so excited. It's unreal, man.
But see, here's the thing. You right now you're going through this waking. Well, you've already went through this waking up phase. Now Now it's how and what are you going to deal with your other family that has no idea of the connection that the Bible terminology, the Bible teachings, all literally referenced what we're talking about. The Anunnaki, the forbidden knowledge, the forbidden fruit, right? Because again, the fruit is knowledge.
Well, you know what I can tell you, man, is I can tell you what I'm not going to do.
All right, what are you not going to do?
Figured out all the way. But like I took this truth when I first got it, and I went and I browbeat people with it. You know, I really hurt people with truth, man. And I didn't know you could do that, but the same thing that brings life can bring death, man. If not delivered the way where the person would receive it. And so, like, I don't care who you're talking to. If you can't make yourself love to a place to where you're willing to look through their lens, then why are you going outward? You still need to be somewhere sitting down going inward. For real. Like, there's truth to this that, like, I wish I had guidance when I was young of somebody who took the unction and gave a dang enough to, like, wrap me up under their wing and try to show me, you know, what was real, man, and what wasn't. And so, like, I want to be that for who I can in my life, man, you know. And I know that thus far, I've been met with nothing but love back, man. You know, from everybody that I've tried to talk to or dig into, man, I could go on forever just sitting here telling you some of the things that I would call like miraculous things that just manifested within my life of just trying to give a damn about somebody, man, of just trying to care, you know, for no other reason, just trying to care.
You know what? I gotta say something for a minute. I am. A lot of people know that I want to be completely transparent and be the truth, right? It's trying to be truthful. Now there's other people in the platform that have got platforms, okay? I don't want my own vision clouded.
Right.
I don't want my vision clouded with other things. Okay, so I try. It literally took me losing friends to see that it's okay to have them teach the waking up of humanity in a completely different way. Okay, that was a fucking hard lesson. It truly was. Now, I'll tell you that above and beyond that, even now, right now, I'm going through some shit that it is really, really, really hard to discern who is and who is not the enemy. Okay?
Right.
And I'm looking at this as the devil's advocate. I'm looking at this just sitting back, lurking, watching. Watching. I want to know the fucking truth of what is and what is going on, right?
Right.
So, trying to find that clear focal point in amongst all of this chaos and all of this division, as this construct literally is collapsing. Shout out to Richard Roller, who's on in the chat. Okay. He used to be KTS. I love this dude. I truly do. I loved him with like a brother. Even now, he went through some tragic shit. Nobody fucking told me about him. I didn't know nothing about what happened. Okay? Until like months later or weeks later, and it broke my freaking heart that nobody told me. Because I was close to him. And I miss that. So anyway, nevertheless, I'm getting off of what I'm saying is we're so distracted by all of the chaos as this system is coming down in its fabricated fucking footprint of lies. This is an illusion. Division is an illusion.
Yes.
Okay? And it is What? Finish it.
One truth.
Yes, sir.
Oneness is, man. Like I saw it clearly when my daughter, we left one day and my daughter was like, "Hey, Daddy," she's like, "Why is he sitting on the side of the road?" I was like, "Baby, that's a homeless man." And she said, "Daddy, why didn't you stop?" I was like, "Baby, you know what? You're right." I said, "You're right. I've been taught to just pass them up by the church." You know what I'm saying?
What?
I've been taught to pass them up. We out here. This is how these. I mean, if you busy, if you got somewhere to be, your responsibility's first important, right? You know, I mean, like I've been, like all of these things that I'm thinking, like, hold on, I can't just send my daughter through the same system I grew up in that's flawed, bro. I can't do it.
Right.
I'm gonna have to find the right one to put. I love my daughter enough to where I'm gonna try my damnedest to give her what I didn't have, man. Which is the truth, you know? So like searching for this thing is so and man, I really feel as if I got a hold to my foundation of it, you know, now. And like now I'm starting to build on this foundation of what I got. And you know, I'd say for many years I thought that I was saved. I thought that I had reached this salvation moment. And then it's like this man asked, he said, when did the Big Bang happen? And I sat there and I'm like, man, this guy's off his rocker, you know, first off. And it hit me. I was like, wow, that moment I awoke was my Big Bang. My personal Big Bang, bro. The bang happened. And when the bang happened, like I ain't been the same since. I can't go back to that. I see what it's talking about. Like once you see the truth, you can't unsee it, dude. Like I heard there was a guy, his name's Dick Gregory. I mean, and bro, I'm so like open-minded. I love reading opposing things, dude. Not for the sake of like fight, no, for the sake of seeing how vastly different their opinions are and can be. Like that just it blows me away how one man, you can have two men that grow up together, twin brothers that had an abusive, alcoholic, drunk dad, and one of them turned into the very thing that they despised and said they never be. And the other one become this force of righteousness, changing everything he can in the world, right? They saw the same things. Like so man, your response to this stuff's important. It's going to dictate and determine what you become, what you turn into. And Abraham Lincoln, or so they say, had this quote. Oh, you can't even trust what's right anymore in history or whatever. But they say it's like if you want to see a generation that works, you're going to have to sacrifice your own and put everything out into the kids. And like, dude, I think that if these world economic stuff would just, I mean, dude, if everybody could stop working for a week, we'd shut them down, you know? If everybody could stop working for one straight week, we'd shut their whole little business industry down. But we would have to have a oneness or a togetherness in order to do that, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, even that Bible says that, like, there's going to come a day when there's going to be so many of me that you can't handle it. What he meant was he's going to be so many woke folks that it's only going to be you trying to send out your little currency. You're going to be running your own little currency machine because we ain't buying into it, you know? So, man, I don't know. The only thing that rung real rock solid truth in me was the energy. And when I started studying our aura, quantum mechanics, our Taurus field, our spirit man, or our hedge of protection, like all of these different things, you know, our light body, there was so many different groups of believers that believed this actually back in the days that they're calling the Christ 3rd century. They call them Cathars. You looked into any of that? You heard any about these Cathars?
I do not. Do you, Michelle? Are you still with me?
I am. I'm just listening.
Do you know what he's talking about? Because that is a whole new name to me.
That is not one I've dug into, no.
Okay, the Cathars were 3rd century knights, so to speak, or the ones who they were the ones in the Emperor Nero's day who walked into the fire singing praises of hymns unto death because they weren't renounced, whatever, or they wouldn't. It's a part of the whole killing of the Christian era whenever Constantine was wanting to write the book, and make it all one world religion, when Constantine took all these other books out and decided what was worthy to be considered the canon or the codex or the grimoire or the Bible, however you want to refer to it. Same thing, spiritual book. You know what I mean? And what was left in it or what was left out. Now, when you said the Thomas reference, that there was also this Thomas made this one statement, and he said, when these two make peace within this house, he's talking about positive and negative. When you forgive your enemy, forgiving your enemy ain't got nothing to do with you saying, I forgive you, Satan. No, it ain't got that, bro. It's you receiving your negative side, embracing, doing what some folks call shadow work. But, you get into that kind of talk, Christians get mad. The shadow work, which will be like you embracing your traumas, or you embracing the things that actually healing and going through the healing process of the trauma from your life, and in doing so, in healing and this trauma and embracing your negative side back, you wind up becoming the source of power that you were meant to be, which is the God, which is the positive and the negative. It's like you actually, dude, whenever I started realizing this, I shit you not, dude, my health changed.
Your health?
Yes. Bro, I don't know how to say it. Like, I'm 42 years old and got a 6-pack on top of a 6-pack now. And bro, I ain't been going to no gym. What the hell happened, dog?
Guys, you want to listen, really pay attention to what the hell Eric is saying here.
I'm going to no damn gym, right. And I got a 6-pack on top of a 6-pack. Bro, it's like my body's turning to this, I don't know, man. I can't explain it. Bro, y'all think I'm crazy trying to tell you, man. I ain't even lying.
I don't know how welcome to Cray Central, okay? Right. Look, let's just be honest, okay? Right. What you're about to go through is what a lot of us, homeboy, have already went through. And that is, I have lost family, I have lost jobs, I have lost coworkers, I have lost friends and dude, I'm telling you right now, teaching what you're waking up to, right. You're no offense, okay, but you are just now getting your tippy toe is already done in there. You're about up to the ankle. You wait till your ass gets to the kneecap, and you just by that time you're going to just jump in and say to hell with it.
Ooh, if that's what it is, bro. Look, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm
not lying to you. I'm not lying to you.
I believe you 100%. Because man, I'm telling you, this has been an embracement of embrace suffering. I'm like, golly, I ain't suffered enough already. It's like, well, Eric, you don't realize it, but in the suffering is where the change that you really want to see is going to occur. I'm like,
bingo.
I don't know about all of that. I don't know. It's pretty fucked up. Losing my family ain't a good thing. You know, it's kind of, and it, dude, to make things matters worse, this is a setup. It's a perfect setup. It's a setup for this. This is, like I said, it's a program. This matrix is programmed for, I believe, that in this life, the reason that we can't remember past lives and lives of being reincarnated is because that we're actually live throughout each man's eyes in this world, and each man's eyes has been precisely written into a program to where that you would experience certain things. And I mean, look, if there's aliens making stones fly for spaceships with their hands, okay, then, bro, there's a lot of things that could be possible in this world, dude.
It says. Let me clarify something and go back to biblical terminology. You'll probably be able to finish this statement. Okay,
Right.
It is not the knowledgeable that's going to perish. It will be the what?
The ones who lack knowledge.
The ignorant. Those who are ignorant do not let. Again, those who cannot see what the government's doing to the people. Those that cannot see what the upper echelon.
For lack of knowledge. That's
Yes.
the actual quote.
That's yes.
For word. I knew I'd catch it. I just had to take a moment and like grab it. Yeah, dude, that's one thing that I can pull up scriptures, bro, from this place. That, dude, I ain't never memorized them things. It's just I done read it so many times to where I don't know, man. I can pull up like a part of it in my head or something. Bro, God's always, if there's an almighty above, he's always kind of had me remember some stuff right in the moment when I need to know it, and I damn sure ain't this smart. Like, I feel like I'm this smart. I feel like I get a lot of extra gain credit that I really don't really deserve. Oh, something just happened to my phone. Am I still on here?
Yeah, as you're walking around, you're in and out of signal.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
And I get to moving around when I get.
All right, flip it back. Flip it back. There you go. There you go.
It changed the whole picture imagery up in my phone. It don't even look the same, but I'm just gonna trust it.
Flip it around again one more time. All like the other. What? There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool.
Now you should be able to see perfectly too, right?
Yeah, let me sit still so maybe.
He's all excited. Can you see this shit? And this is great. Michelle, do you got any more questions for this fella?
Well, I was just going to say I was very happy that I could connect you two. I knew that you would get God talking to Matt, and I knew you guys would talk forever. And I know he could tie in to, you don't understand the amount of contention we've had on this platform when the moment any kind of religion is brought up, Matt knows what I'm talking about. Monday night. And it's the attitude, the way, the energy that you present it is phenomenal, and I want to thank you because it perfectly ties in all different aspects, which is what Matt tried to do before, but the person in question wouldn't listen to him. And so if people don't listen, if they can't listen, you can't have an honest discord. So there's that, and I just wanted to thank you for that. Because I think you'll be back time and again because you're like a bridge. You're a bridge in the different systems of beliefs that are out there that people are so passionate about it. But if you find a way to make them all coincide beautifully, how can they find argument? Well, they'll find a way to find, if they want to find argument, they will. But you do it in such a manner. I've never seen people in the chat so obviously positive. I mean, like, I don't think I've seen one negative thing, though, in the last half hour. I hadn't looked at it.
Isn't it beautiful? It's beautiful. To me,
It's what it should be.
It's what, yes.
To me, that's what it should be. And everybody has a different perspective, a different source of knowledge. They come from a different place, not all the same, but yet you find a way to unify that, and it only makes you stronger, in my opinion.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You know, it's been a
So,
great desire in my life to like try my dangest to figure out a way to bridge that exact gap you're talking about.
Richard Roller says that there's
And you're a bridge.
scripts. There's scripts everywhere, and I cannot help but say and point out that what Richard just said. There's scripts everywhere, and he is absolutely right. And they're like you and I talked earlier. They are trying. Somebody in the upper echelon is trying so hard to fulfill a biblical narrative because they know that this cycle is over. This waking up of consciousness is done. The construct is fucking falling on its full self. We all see it. And again, Richard's platform is all about exposing. Now, again, if you're new to this, okay, I will go ahead and I will speak the unthinkable. Okay, if you are new to this, you just get a look at what goes on in the government. We talk here about the spirituality, the connection, the Anunnaki, the forbidden history,
Right.
But Richard's got a platform called Agenda Glitches now, okay? Perfect fucking name. Okay? Perfect name.
Right.
Because the Matrix is collapsing.
Right.
Okay? They talk about politics. They talk about all of that shit that I don't want to talk about. So it's a perfect scenario, perfect fit for you to learn that aspect of what they're really doing. Because it's right in front of their face. This is the thing. It's right in front of our face, but we can't see it.
Right.
Because they don't want you to see it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
What you woke up to is not easy.
Right. Yes.
It is not easy at all, bro. Because I'm telling you, let's go back. You lost your religion, the foundation of your childhood teaching.
Yes.
That is very, very scary. And that's a very scary place to be.
I'll tell you this much. My wife and I had a conversation, and she said, baby, she said, why don't you just say you believe it just in case it's real? I said, baby, because I know it ain't.
It's not real.
No, it ain't. Say.
It is a facade, bro. It is a facade. Illusion.
Yeah, but they had to write it in an allegorical structure to present truth. You get what I'm saying? So there's parallels there that will line up to make you believe something. And like, dude, I do a lot of talking to Christians about this stuff, and I talk to them as a believer. Because, bro, how can you get somebody else to see something unless you're standing on their court with them? You know, you're in their games. It's almost like you gotta talk to them through their lens that they see. And bro,
I get it.
Familiarly see that, and I can still, like, bro, I'm content with what I know. You know what I mean?
Continue, because that book that you've got, in that book, listen to me. In that book that you've got, that is on. I will send you my library is digital. All right. On top of I got a library of books here. I've got a digital library that a good friend of mine by the name of Wayne Stewart. Okay. I will try to get my hands on a link for you to that is a wealth of the forbidden history. Okay. Because I'm talking like the first books that you've never even heard of, like the Adam and Eve story, the first books of Adam and Eve. Right. Okay.
Well, so those books I've read, the first books of Adam and Eve. It's the lost books. like I've done real extensive searching into this stuff as I've even went into the Book of Remembrance, the Adamu, the Book of Truth.
All of that. Those are expensive books, bro.
Yes, bro.
Those are
I
really
know.
expensive
I
books.
bought them. I got them in here. I bought those books. I got the Kabbalah, all 3 versions, A.E. White, the Golden Dawn, like the Sefer, the pseudo. I got the book of the War of the Lords. I got man, there's so many books that they say, man, you can't have this book. I'm like, well, this is the one that ran across me and told me it was reality. So this is the one I kind of fell into, and I ain't saying I stamp reality on no one man's perspective, because we all make up the same mug. So how can I stamp this one man got it all? He's only one part of us. Like, and that's the same principle of this. Okay, monotheism and polytheism. It's like the one God versus the many gods idea. Well, we're one body with many cells within us. They took that principle and they wrote that story off of it, man. When the sperm goes into the egg, there's a light that happens within a woman. Well, they took that and they come up with a woozy on that one, didn't they? You know, I mean, it's I can even look at it and see where they come up with the lie from, man. It's crazy.
Let me show you. I'll probably get thrown under the bus for anybody outside of the community that sees this, but I'm going to share this with you. Can you see this book?
The Goetia. Yep, I've got that book.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you right now. Now again, this is touching on. Now now get me, okay? I don't practice this shit.
Yep, I've got the Satanic Bible. Yep,
but you've got to know your enemy, as well as you've got to know the plan. Okay, so they've hidden this shit in vast amounts of libraries. We couldn't even probably touch on what is hidden in the bottom of the Vatican.
Right. Dude,
they know. They know.
And even the surface of that been touched on yet, for real, brother.
Oh no,
there's so many books that if we were to be able to read them, man, you would gain insight of who you are. I mean, within probably the first week or so, man, because this stuff has been so perfected. Like, this is one thing I do know. This ain't our first time through this. And I don't think it's going to be our last time through this. And I ain't saying reincarnation, call it whatever you want. Reset, restart, end game, new game. Like, whatever it is, there's going to be another one, you know? And maybe many more to come. You know? Maybe this is only a portion of a school that we go through, and the next planet will be the next portion we go to. I mean, there's also this thing about the flat Earth and the round Earth. You know, I mean, so we get into these. There's so many things that ring truth on both scales, but there's also so many things like the North Star, Polaris. How does it always stay right there stationary and never move? And say, well, it's on the axis. Yeah.
Look, Eric. That's a whole other.
We've been flying aimlessly through space, and for that long, it ain't never come off.
That's a whole other topic. That is a whole other topic and a whole other show. Hang tight. Look.
Great. There's so much out there that just, man.
Holy
I wish that we
shit.
Hours to talk, dude.
we gotta wrap it up. Seriously, we gotta wrap this up. But look, I want nobody. Michelle, you one more. Anything? Do you got anything else for this fella before I cut you loose?
No, I just wanted to say thank you so much, and I'm glad you did come on. I think everybody learned, including myself. Hopefully, they gleaned a little bit of what you brought to the table. And Matt, if you don't have him on again, I'm going to hunt you down.
No. I definitely don't want you on my bad side.
Again.
Back. Glad.
All right. Well, I love you guys, and I'm going to head off so you can finish this off. But thank you again, Eric. It was wonderful.
I enjoyed it.
All right, Michelle. Do you want? Remember,
And I look forward to seeing you back.
let me blow you the hell out of here. All right. You ready?
Blow me out.
All right.
Wait,
we'll
that
see.
sounded bad.
All right. Bye, Michelle.
Bye.
Get the hell out of here. All right.
I'm full of that.
Mr. Erick Tucker, look, man, it's been an amazing time with you. I've had fun. We've had fun, as well as we learned a lot from you, and it's amazing hearing it straight out of your mouth. And again, I hate the fact that you've lost your religion. Haha, I'm losing my. But it's also good though that you woke up to this. That's what it is.
Dude, I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful you had me on here, dude. I've really enjoyed myself. I look forward to coming back anytime. And man, if anything, dude, I'd love to stay a community with you guys in communion and just talk, get on these platforms and shoot some questions y'all's ways, especially if y'all been through some stuff, man, that y'all further down this road than me, man. I need help, bro, and I'm not too proud to beg, dude. I say, look, y'all, look out for me, man. I need help. I'm going through this, man, and if I'm only ankle deep, hell, throw me a raft, Holmes, because this ankle deep water's pretty rough. It's choppy water already,
You'll be all right. I have no doubt in my mind. You'll be all right. Tell me, no. Every device I have got, from my cell phone to the internet hate machine to my wife's laptop I am banned from TikTok. They do not like me, and the reason why I'll tell you is because while I was on TikTok, I shared the love. I tried to get all of my military family together and tell them, brace yourselves for what's coming. And
right.
Dude, we've got a very, 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 very woke military on TikTok. Very woke. Okay?
Yes.
So how do these people, since you're in between Facebook accounts, right?
Yes.
How do these people find you, Eric?
Okay, so find me on TikTok. I mean, I got an Instagram account. And my name is ERICK. My middle name's Charles Tucker, and it's so I put an Eric C. Tucker on a lot of them.
Okay.
And a lot of the profiles on there is going to say minister of music, worship leader, or the church guy. I ain't really messed with none of that stuff since the church phase, really, outside of the TikTok. TikTok's been the.
And he just cut himself off. He literally just cut himself off. Oh, looky there. There's two of me. God almighty, you sometimes can only handle one of me. Oh my God. All right, look. I'm going to go over to the screen right here. poor Eric. I don't know. I just don't know what to say. Anyway, Erick Tucker, again, thank you for joining me, man. Thank you for joining the entire community. I will get Eric's link, and we'll definitely shoot it up here in the description of tonight's broadcast. Again, this man was a 15-year minister leader within his church that woke up and had a daunting reality that the Anunnaki are creators, and that we've got forbidden and we're lost history not taught. And oh yeah, man, if you guys again, you heard him. Try to follow him on TikTok. I'm gonna I'll get Michelle Nobles, or I'll get Eric to send me his link. I'll shoot it over to you. I will get it to you somehow. And again, everybody that's participated with me tonight, and Eric, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it. Until then, you guys continue to do the inevitable. Question everything, even your guys' reality. There's more to the story. The Anunnaki, lost history. Take care of yourselves. Take care of everyone else. Please do your research. is never ending. It literally is never ending. But nevertheless, the fabric of reality is coming down. This construct, they cannot hide it anymore. They cannot hide it anymore. We've got tons of platforms out there that are showing and sharing reality, showing and sharing history that we weren't taught. So with that being said, everybody take care of yourselves. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch you on here on Monday. Same time, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock West Coast Time. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Peace out. Crank it up on your way out of here, Brainiacs. Love you guys. Good night, everybody. Check. Peace out, guys. Yeah, man. Let's do this, Brainiacs. Yeah. Let's do this. One of the fastest growing talk shows on the internet. Welcome aboard, the Matrix Minds. One of the most controversial conspiratorial shows on the web, the Matrix Minds. And that's right. Buckle up, everybody. Let's go. Paranormal, huh? Conspiracy, huh? Ufology, hidden Egyptology, and anything and everything we can get our hands on. Let's go. Welcome aboard. The Matrix Minds. The Matrix Minds. Your show.
You take the blues pills, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole is. All I'm offering is the truth. Nothing. Stay in Wonderland. All I'm offering is the truth. Nothing. Stay in Wonderland. All I'm offering is the truth.
What is up, all my beautiful and gorgeous souls? I am Michelle Espinosa, otherwise known as the Shaman, through the Matrix Mind Media. So tell me, how many times have you wished that you had that special power of prediction? You know, to know what was going to happen before it actually happened and took place. To have some power and control over that situation before things came flying at you out of left field. The thing is, you actually can have that power. You can be aware of what's coming. Tune in to Astrology TV with me for Breaking the Cage. Every Sunday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Matrix Mind Media. And I will go through the astrology and help put you on the right course and get you back in control of your own life. Love you guys.
This CBD fluid is a whole flower fluid extracted from the cannabis flower. We don't use any heat, butane, or chemicals when we extract, so we get all of the components of the plant. All the CBD, CBG, CBA, all the terpenes, all the flavonoids. This allows our body to absorb at 60 to 90% rather than the average of 6 to 10% absorption you would get with a CBD oil. Because our bodies are made up of mostly water and this is a fluid, it's highly absorbable so that you're getting 500% more nutraceuticals per dose. We also have this available in our CBD spray as well as a muscle rub with all kinds of botanicals. You're going to absolutely love it.
Check it out, Brainiacs. MatrixMinds.live/CBD. CBD I use. Feel free again. Feel alive again. And now back to the show.